Hi children, welcome to today's politics class. Children, last day we started a new lesson, that is from your politics third chapter. Why do we need a parliament? And in our last class, many things we discuss. What is democratic government? Why it is important? In a democracy, who is important? All these things we discuss. In a democracy, people is important. Democracy stands for people. And then we discuss about India selected a representative form of democracy. That means the people of India select their representatives through election, and that selected representatives form the government and form the parliament. So that is very important. The elected representatives, the people elected their representatives, and that representatives form the parliament and government. Today, I am going to explain about people and their representatives and the structure of our parliament. So, already I explained about how we select our representatives. In our 6th and 7th standard, we studied about how a state legislative members selected or elected, and in a local government, how these ward members are elected. So, the simple way we can say that the state is divided into different constituencies. Example, Kerala is divided into 140 constituencies, state constituencies. And among 140 constituencies, election is happening. In that election, one person is elected by the people from each constituency. From each constituency, one person is selected by the people or elected by the people. And like that, these 140 members are elected and they form the state legislative assembly and they form the state government. The same thing is happening in central government also. India is divided into 543 constituencies. India is divided into 543 constituencies. In that 543 constituencies, election is happening. After the election, each constituency, one person is elected, like that. 543 members elected by the people. And they form the government and the parliament. Okay, so they elected to the parliament, and inside the parliament, they form the government. So this is a simple way how the parliament members elected and how they form the government. So here, one thing you have to remember, the people is very important. People select or elect their representatives through election, and these representatives form the government, and this government is standing for the people. How does the individual give approval to the government? Okay, how does the individual give approval to the government? That is only through election. Through election, the one way, that is through election. Very important way. Through election, they select their government. How they are? Through election, choosing their representatives, and they form. So like that way, they are giving approval to the government. Okay, children, I think it is clear. Now we can go to the structure of the parliament. Okay, so here, the people and their representatives, a democracy is the idea of consent, the desire and approval and participation of people. Okay, so all this participation and approval is happen. The first one way that we discussed, that is through election, they select their representative and they approve the government. Okay, then we are coming to the then elected members form the parliament. Then the structure we can see. The parliament is headed by the President of India, and it is the highest body, okay, legislative body or lawmaking body. Parliament is the highest lawmaking body of India. Okay, and parliament headed by President of India. The president is the head of the parliament. Okay, the parliament is formed by the people. How they elect their representative from the government, and it is the highest body of lawmaking body. Then parliament have two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Parliament has two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Okay, parliament is divided into two, that is not divided, it have two houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha or upper house, it's also known as Council of States. Lok Sabha, lower house, it's also known as House of the People. Okay, so the parliament is divided into two, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha is known as upper house, and it is also known as Council of States. These members of Rajya Sabha is elected by state MLAs. Okay, so that is why it is known as upper house and Council of States. So it is selected by or elected by the state MLAs. There are 28 states are there. In that 28 states, election is the elected MLAs are there. These MLA selecting or electing members of Rajya Sabha. Okay, so like that, the Kerala state MLAs can elect 9 Rajya Sabha members. 9. Okay, because we have only 140 MLAs. Among that 140 MLAs, we can 9 Rajya Sabha members we can select to Rajya Sabha. Okay, the members can then like that, because we have only 140. The Uttar Pradesh, there are more than 400 state members are there, legislative members are there. They can elect more people to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so that is, so it is known as Council of States. Why it is known as Council of States? Because the members of Rajya Sabha is elected by the state MLAs. So that is why they are called Council of States. Okay, and it is upper house and permanent house, all these things. Because, okay, then second, the Lok Sabha is very important. Lok Sabha, the House of People or lower house, and it is known as House of People. Okay, it is known as House of People because the members of Lok Sabha is directly elected by the people. The members of Lok Sabha is directly elected by the people. So that is why it is known as House of People. House of People. Okay. Then the maximum members of Rajya Sabha is known as, that is 245. 245 is the maximum members. Okay, 233 members elected by 233 members elected by the state MLAs and 12 members nominated by the president, and like that total strength 245, and speaker controlling the control of the Rajya Sabha, that is known as speaker. That speaker is known as vice president. Okay, vice president is controlling. So then about the Lok Sabha, 543 members are elected by the people and plus 2 are nominated. Like that 543 is for 545 is a total number. 545 is a total number. Here is 245, sorry, here 545. Okay, so like that 545 members is a total number. Speaker is elected by members of Lok Sabha. Speaker is elected by members of Lok Sabha. I think you understood the structure of the parliament. First of all, it is the parliament is headed by the president, and it has two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha, it is known as upper house or Council of States, and Lok Sabha, the lower house, House of People, because the members of Lok Sabha is elected by the people. So that is why it is known as House of People. The members of Rajya Sabha is elected by state legislative members. So that is why it is known as Council of States. And total number 245. Okay, Rajya Sabha total member 245. 233 is elected by the MLAs of states, and 12 is nominated by the president. And Lok Sabha 543 members are elected by the people, plus 2 is nominated. Like that, 545 members, total strength 545, and speaker is elected by members of Lok Sabha in Lok Sabha. And here the Rajya Sabha, the speaker is known as vice president. Okay, speaker, vice president. Okay, now time is 2, so that is why I am wind upping this video. So please watch this video and do the works. Okay, thank you to listening my class.